The stars above the Andromeda expanse shimmered like scattered diamonds, each glimmer a distant world teeming with civilizations beyond comprehension. The Galactic Council often spoke of the legendary warriors who protected the countless systems within its dominion, beings whose strength could bend planets, manipulate stars, and alter the very fabric of space-time. Yet on the remote mining outpost of Leora 9, none of that seemed relevant until a human arrived. His name was Yarick Thorne, a pilot from Earth, and his presence had been casually dismissed by the Council scouts as insignificant. The human species, they had concluded, was primitive, a fragile race with minimal cosmic aptitude. But Yarick, as he would soon prove, did not flinch. Chapter 1: Arrival. Leora 9 was a barren planet, scarred by centuries of mineral extraction. Its sky burned in shades of crimson and violet, as twin suns cast jagged shadows across endless rock formations. The Galactic Council had stationed the outpost here to monitor illegal energy harvesting, a dangerous task that required warriors stronger than most known life forms. When Jarick's freighter descended through the turbulent atmosphere, the outpost's defense drones immediately activated. Metallic tendrils surged toward him, scanning for potential threats. Within seconds, a communication hologram flickered to life above the freighter's cockpit. "Human vessel detected. Identify yourself and declare your purpose," boomed a synthetic voice, its tone calibrated to convey authority. Yarick adjusted his flight gloves and smirked. "Name's Yarick Thorne. Just here for supplies." "Supplies?" "Leora 9 is restricted airspace. You are ordered to land for inspection," the voice insisted. Jarick's freighter, the Rogue Falcon, shivered under atmospheric turbulence, yet he guided it with practiced precision. Landing on the jagged plateau, he stepped out, his boots crunching over red sand. The Council's emissaries approached, four towering beings, each radiating an aura that distorted the air around them. "You are far from Earth, human," said the tallest, a creature named Zelther. Its eyes glowed with a soft blue intensity, measuring Jarick's soul, or so it seemed. "This is forbidden territory. Depart immediately." Yarick did not flinch. Instead, he squared his shoulders. "I said I'm here for supplies. I don't want trouble." Zelther's voice hardened. "Trouble is not a matter of desire, human. It will find you whether you like it or not." Chapter 2: Testing Strength. The four emissaries exchanged glances, then simultaneously surged forward. Their combined aura was like a gravitational wave, pressing against Jarick's chest, yet he stood firm. Energy blasts, faster than the eye could follow, struck the ground around him, chipping stone and vaporizing sand. The human did not move. He raised his hands, and his eyes flickered, not with fear, but calculation. He sidestepped a plasma lance with precise timing, twisting his body so that the attack glanced harmlessly past him. You are impervious," Zelther muttered. "No human should survive this." Yarick smiled wryly. "Then maybe I'm not just any human." The emissaries increased their power, forming a vortex of concentrated energy, tearing at the very atmosphere. The sky above Leora 9 cracked with streaks of violet lightning. But Yarick simply inhaled, his heartbeat steady. He extended his palm toward the storm, and, inexplicably, the energy recoiled, bending around him instead of striking him. The emissaries froze. The human before them exhibited a strength that rivaled the galaxy itself, not in raw force, but in resilience, in mastery over instinct, in the sheer refusal to flinch. Chapter 3: Secrets Revealed. After what felt like an eternity, the vortex dissipated. Jarick's eyes glimmered with a faint silver light, hinting at an inner power the emissaries could not comprehend. "You are not of your world," Zelther finally said, awe and fear mingling in his voice. I'm a human, Yarrick replied, but I've been enhanced. My people don't have cosmic powers, not yet. But I learned to survive against odds that would crush entire civilizations. You survived the trials of Zainoth? One of the other emissaries whispered. The trials were a legendary gauntlet, a test designed by the Council to determine the strongest being in the known galaxy. Survival was considered impossible without extraordinary abilities. Yarrick nodded. And I didn't just survive. I adapted. I learned that strength isn't just about power, it's about will. And my will doesn't break. Zelther regarded him silently, then gestured to his companions. They stepped back, energy flickering as if struggling to contain their astonishment. You have proven something impossible, Zelther admitted. A human stronger than the galaxy's champions. You may enter Leora 9 freely, though you will be watched. Yarrick chuckled. I expected nothing less. Chapter 4. The Challenge. For days, Yarrick remained on Leora 9, exploring its abandoned mines and studying its energy conduits. The emissaries observed discreetly, documenting his behavior. Then came the real challenge. A distress signal erupted from the surface. A rogue cosmic entity, a leviathan of pulsar energy, was threatening the nearby settlements. Only the mightiest warriors could hope to contain it. The Galactic Council called upon their champions. But in an unprecedented decision, Zelther requested Jarrek's intervention. You face a being that has torn apart entire fleets, Zelther warned. Even the strongest might not survive. Jarrek's gaze did not waver. Then let's see if I flinch. He boarded the rogue falcon, engine screaming as he soared toward the Leviathan. The creature was unlike anything the galaxy had seen. Its body pulsed with energy, eyes burning with the fury of collapsing stars. As it descended toward the colonies, Yarrick engaged. He danced through the energy blasts, dodging tidal waves of force and lightning that could have reduced planets to dust. Yet he did not flinch. Every movement was calculated, every reaction precise. Finally, he realized brute force would not suffice. Instead, he tapped into the latent energy within himself, a resonance of his will and determination. Waves of pure willpower radiated outward, forming a protective shield around the colonies. The Leviathan recoiled, its attacks bouncing harmlessly against this invisible barrier. Then Yarrick focused again, his mind piercing through the creature's instincts, anticipating its next move. With a sudden surge, he redirected the Leviathan toward the uninhabited belts of Leora 9. The creature collided with the rocky wasteland, its energy dissipating harmlessly into the atmosphere. When the dust settled, Yarrick floated in the void, unharmed. The emissaries arrived moments later, their expressions unreadable. You controlled it, Zelther said. Not with strength alone, but with will. This is beyond comprehension. I didn't flinch, Yarrick said simply. Chapter 5. Recognition. Back at the Galactic Council, the news of Yarrick Thorne spread like supernova fire. He was summoned to the grand chambers, standing before hundreds of beings, each more powerful than the last. Murmurs filled the room. You have demonstrated what we never thought possible, intoned the council elder. A human, able to face the strength of the galaxy without fear. What is your secret? Yarrick smiled, humility blending with confidence. It's not a secret. Strength comes from choice. The choice to stand, the choice to endure, the choice to never flinch, no matter the odds. Anyone can find it, even a human. For the first time in galactic history, a human was officially recognized as a champion, a being whose courage and will equaled, if not surpassed, those of legendary warriors. Zelther approached him afterward. You have changed everything human. Not just Leora 9, but the galaxy itself. Yarrick laughed softly. I didn't change anything. I just proved that refusing to flinch can be stronger than any power in the universe. Epilogue. Legacy of a Human. Centuries later, songs and holobooks recounted the story of Yarrick Thorne. Statues were erected on Leora 9, depicting a human standing calmly against a storm of cosmic energy, a symbol of willpower for all civilizations. Children on countless worlds grew up learning that strength was not only measured by power, but by courage, perseverance, and the unyielding refusal to back down. And somewhere in the vastness of space, Yarrick continued to explore, not as the strongest being, but as a human who refused to flinch, proving that even the smallest species could challenge the very strength of the galaxy and emerge unbroken. The galaxy had changed. Worlds that once scoffed at humanity now whispered tales of a human who faced the impossible and didn't flinch. The Galactic Council, once skeptical of Earth's primitive species, convened a special assembly. They debated how to honor Yarrick Thorne, the human who had withstood the might of champions and cosmic leviathans alike. Yarrick didn't seek glory. He walked among the council halls quietly, observing beings whose lives spanned millennia, their powers dwarfing entire solar systems. Yet they watched him with something bordering on reverence, a force that no technology, no weapon, and no centuries of training could explain. Zelther approached him in private. Your actions have rewritten our understanding of strength, human. Others will follow your example, but they will never surpass the essence of what you showed. Willpower. Yarrick nodded, gazing at the stars visible through the council's transparent dome. Strength isn't about who can lift a planet or manipulate energy. It's about who refuses to flinch when everything is against them. Anyone can do that if they choose. It wasn't just the council that remembered him. On every world, children reenacted the battles, teaching one another that courage and resolve could rival even the most advanced powers. Miners in Leora 9's Red Valleys told stories of a human who stood against a vortex of pure cosmic energy and lived. Pilots across the Andromeda expanse traced their routes in honor of him, whispering his name as they navigated through storms that could destroy fleets. Years passed. Yarrick continued to explore, seeking the unknown corners of the universe. He never sought command, never demanded recognition. He simply existed as a testament to resilience. When sentient species faced crises, they remembered the human who didn't flinch, drawing strength from the example he had set. Then one day, Yarrick returned to Leora 9. The mining outpost was now a thriving settlement, its people safe and prosperous. Children played among the red rocks, and among them, murals depicted a lone human standing calmly against a swirling storm of cosmic energy. Yarrick knelt to let a child touch his hand, and in that quiet moment, he realized the true legacy of strength wasn't in battles fought. It was an inspiration passed from one being to another. The Leviathan's remnants still floated in the upper atmosphere, harmless now, a reminder of what could have destroyed entire civilizations. Yarrick looked toward the horizon, the twin suns painting the sky with shades of gold and violet. Strength of the galaxy? Maybe, he murmured. But the strength of a human? That is infinite. And as he stepped into his ship, the Rogue Falcon, he smiled, knowing that wherever the galaxy's darkness threatened, humanity, fragile, underestimated, unflinching, would always rise to meet it.